guys, welcome back to another episode of Leg Drop the World. My name is Doc. This is my good buddy Shane.
How's it going, everyone?
So Judge is he's out today. So this is Shane, and he has actually, I think, dressed most of the set that we have here. And I've got some more stuff. You brought us some more goodies today.
Anything I can do to help the show?
Yeah. So I'm super excited to have you on. I know that you've been a big wrestling fan for most of your life.
Most of my life. Started in watching wrestling when I was a kid in the 80s and taking a few times off here and there during my lifetime, but I've always been a huge fan. So.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that I was really excited about is I couldn't decide. I knew that it was SummerSlam, and I couldn't decide which shirt I wanted to wear, whether I was going to wear my Shinsuke shirt or my Samoa Joe shirt. And lo and behold, you just so happened to wear your Shinsuke shirt when I chose my Joe shirt.
We had to represent. It was
going
to be one or the other.
Exactly, yeah. So anyways, thanks for joining us, guys. If you could take a moment and hit the like button, subscribe button, the notification button, and leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts on SummerSlam. That would be great. You could also catch us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'll leave some links down in the description. And so outside of that, Shane, should we talk wrestling?
Let's talk SummerSlam.
All right, let's start with the pre-show. So I actually missed the pre-show, but we went back and watched it afterwards. So we started off with the Miz and the Miztourage versus the Hardy Boys, the Hardys and Jason Jordan.
And let's not leave out, the show started at, what, 2 o'clock?
That, I think, is the most notable thing about this match.
And they did not let people into the arena until 2 o'clock. So you've got the Hardy Boys, probably one of the best tag teams in the world.
Yeah.
On the pre-show.
Yeah.
In front of 10 people.
Yeah, it was that way. I mean, as far as like a wrestling match goes, it was pretty normal. You know, it had a very raw,
it was very Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw
feel.
Been
Monday Night Raw, and I wouldn't have known the difference.
Yeah, the only thing that made this feel different was the fact that all of the cameras were like just. It was weird. There was no shot of just the ring.
Yeah, it was very indie showish. Like they can't afford to have multiple camera angles, so they have the guy walking around the ring, and that's the only angle, and it's almost like an up angle.
Yes,
so you can't really see the crowd, and I think that's kind of what they were going for, since there were 10 people.
Yeah. Right before they cut to a break, they just so happened to cut to the wrong camera angle, and you could see. Away, like the camera angle you don't usually get to see.
There was no one on that entire side.
It was empty. The place was empty. I don't know how, I don't know what the logistics are and stuff like that. Or I don't know who messed up, but it was a shame because, the Hardys are legends.
Yeah.
And
they deserve to, you pay for that show, which it's not going to be cheap. New York SummerSlam, you deserve to see all the matches.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyways, really nothing notable about this match, but the Miz ended up going over, the Miz and the Miztourage. Jason Jordan had set up, I think it was Curtis Axel.
Yep, he pulled the straps down. For his suplex.
Exactly, and Miz was able to kind of push Axel off, and then in the same motion set him up for the skull-crushing finale.
And hit it.
And that was it. So then we move on to the Cruiserweight title match on the pre-show. Now, in the last episode, really ended up not liking Neville losing the title on Monday Night Raw. I'm so glad that this happened the way that it did, because there was, again, maybe 30 more people in the audience for this match, but it was not many people. So we had Neville versus Akira Tozawa in what was a really good match.
Yeah, it was a great match.
I don't know what the deal is with Neville's ring gear.
He was in all white, which is strange for Neville.
Yeah, he's a heel wearing all white. And he didn't change anything about his character.
No.
About the way that he acted or anything like that. So, anyways, it was it was a great match. The finish was strange because Tozawa ended up trying to set up his
Senton.
the senton splash, I think is what Corey Graves called it.
On his knees.
And he ended up face down on the canvas, and so Neville went up to hit the red arrow, and he hit it while Tozawa was on his stomach,
which is not usual.
So I thought that was a little odd. I don't know if that was intended or
still super impressive no matter where he lands it.
Man, whenever Neville does that move, I mean, it's a great looking move. But anyways, Neville ends up winning his title back. So Tozawa had a 5-6 day reign as champion.
They actually made side plates for that reign.
They were really cool looking too. They were
Hopefully
really
he gets
cool.
To take those home.
I mean, part of me, I love Neville, so I'm glad that he is champion. But part of me is really sort of sad for Akira Tozawa, a guy who, I mean, he's a really good wrestler.
He is.
And the crowd loves him. I mean, when there is a crowd there, they can.
What do you mean? All three people were making the chant.
I mean, I think we could have been louder here than the crowd that was there. But anyways, I feel a little bad for Tozawa, who ends up having a very short title reign. I mean, I guess there's nothing to say that he couldn't win it back again from Neville, but I hate it when they do stuff like that.
It's the 50-50 booking. It's not my favorite thing.
Yeah, I really, I don't know. I hope that the next time Neville drops the title, he drops it for a length of time so that the person that gets it can sort of set up a run for themselves.
Exactly.
So anyways, good match. And then the last match of the pre-show was the Usos versus the New Day. Man,
that was a fun match.
It was really, really fun. Xavier Woods.
He looked awesome.
They
Big E even looked really good in that match.
Yeah, that's true.
The little time he was in it.
Yes. Yeah. That's true.
I think the first 5-10 minutes of the match, he wasn't even in. He stood on the sidelines.
Yeah, so that was the whole story for the beginning of the match, was Xavier Woods not being able to tag in Big E. But anyways, I mean, these guys, the Usos and the New Day, are amazing. They have great matches, fast-paced matches. I mean, the pacing on this one was a little bit different, I feel like. It was a little bit slower, a few more rest holds, a little more like waiting for people to come in from outside the ring and stuff like that. But, I mean, all that being said, it still had a lot of moments where it was just like, oh!
Once Xavier got that hot tag to Big E,
it
just set off the rest of the match. It was nonstop till the end.
I don't know there's anything scarier than Big E doing a suicide dive through the middle ropes.
That man is a freight train, and I would not want to be in his way.
So, anyways, I assumed that the New Day would retain, but the Usos end up going over, winning the titles back. So I don't know how long the New Day's had the belts for, but it wasn't that long.
No.
So I don't know. Part of me is wondering if maybe they're breaking up the New Day at some point and sending Big E out on a singles run.
You know, it's possible, but with the Superstar shakeup, you never know what's going to happen. They could pull one of them out and move them to Raw or vice versa.
Yeah.
And that could be the reason behind that. So we'll find out on Monday, right?
Yeah. And so as we move into the main card here, I think that's the thing that's on my mind the most, is the fact that with the Superstar shakeup looming, I mean, with the way that all these matches went down and all of the title changes, the Superstar shakeup could be ridiculous.
It could be. Because there was a lot of title changes tonight.
Yes. So let's start off. We started off the main card with John Cena versus Baron Corbin.
I actually blinked and the match was over. That's how fast that match was.
Super short match.
I was like, well, maybe Corbin will get his comeuppance, and
yeah, no, that's not what happens when you're in a program with John Cena.
No.
John Cena wins in a match. I mean, it was I think I caught most of it, but people were still coming in, and we were getting food ready, and it was just over. So I really don't know what else to say about this match other than
AA 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, It was crazy. And the thing that was crazier is I ended up looking up while this was going the Vegas betting odds, and John Cena was an underdog.
Huh.
Like Baron Corbin was favored on betting odds. So I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was odd to me. So then we move on to the the SmackDown Women's Title match, which is the Naomi the champion versus Natty the challenger. I think Naomi has one of the coolest entrances.
Definitely. Especially with no pyro now, her entrance has to be one of the best ones.
And I guess there's a lot of rumors that they wanted to keep the belt on Naomi because they want to sell merch.
Yeah, they're thinking about doing a Glow kids title, and that would be really big to sell, especially during Christmas time. But I mean, she's got time to win it back if that's what they're going to do.
Yes, yeah, there is time to do that. But yeah, anyways, it was a good match.
Yeah.
Natty ended up winning. And I'm not mad at it. Like,
no,
she's a great wrestler.
She's a great wrestler. She's worked really hard, and she's never held that title. And
yes,
even if it's a short run, and I'm not a huge fan of what they're doing with her character, she's a great wrestler, and I have no problem with her being champion.
Yeah, I hope that her having the title means that she gets a little more love from creative.
Right. Maybe change her hairstyle a little bit.
Yeah. Shane's not a big fan of the cat ears.
Once in a while, maybe, but I know she's got lots of cats, but you don't have to be a cat.
Yeah, I remember when TJ came out with the cats on his on his ring gear, and I was like, oh, that's terrible. TJ. I ended up actually really liking it, though. So I don't know. I feel like, Natty, if you're going to do it, go all the way with it.
Don't forget the whiskers.
Yeah, don't just do the little hair band that has cat ears on it.
Yeah.
You just got to airbrush cats on your ring gear. But yeah, great match. Naomi loses the title to Natty. We'll see what happens there. I don't know. I mean, it was a little odd that Natty won, but like I said, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, there was a lot of moments like that tonight for me where I was kind of taken aback, like, oh, it's over, and I did not expect that.
Yes, yeah, a lot of unexpected finishes, or, not necessarily unexpected, but just like, oh, wow, so that's what they're doing.
Abrupt, yeah, and then that's the direction they were taking it.
Yeah.
She won it clean with the sharpshooter, and I can't remember. I mean,
yes.
I guess she won last SmackDown.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch with the sharpshooter, but
yes.
Other than that, usually somebody gets out of that hold every single time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what sort of, generally the way that they book things is whoever wins, whoever looks like they're winning going into the pay-per-view means they lose at the pay-per-view. And with Natty winning it at SmackDown, the SmackDown before, I thought, oh, okay, well, Naomi's going to win. And then there were all those rumors about them wanting to sell merch for Naomi and stuff. So anyways, it'll be interesting to see what they do on SmackDown. It'll be nice to have another legitimate threat, a legitimate title threat.
I wouldn't personally mind seeing a program with Charlotte and Natalya for the title. Just because of how good they both are wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. We got that a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we could see that. If we could see more of that, and especially if Natty has more of a character, because I remember Charlotte had come in with all of the women's revolution and stuff like that.
She came in with her dad, and for a little while, I think maybe it was in NXT. Brett came in for a match, and they had them in each respective corner, but it was just a really short little program.
and as I remember, Natty was still in that position of not really having a fleshed out character that you could either really hate or really get behind.
Right.
And so hopefully her having the title will lead to more people getting more invested in her storylines.
She is getting better as a heel. She was not good when she first started. I think she's a natural babyface, but she's definitely getting better.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's move on. We got Big Cass versus the Big Show with Enzo suspended above the ring in a shark cage.
We have a big winner.
Yeah. No matter what happens, we have a big winner. Enzo. So if the dirt sheets are to be believed, there might be a little bit of, like backstage stuff, making it into kayfabe. Apparently, he's afraid of heights or something, which you wouldn't have known looking at the match. He actually did some pretty crazy stuff if you're deathly afraid of heights. But anyways, the match was, I guess,
it was what you would expect of Big Show and Big Cass.
Exactly. It was, and then Enzo ended up being some comic relief.
It was actually really gross.
Yeah, he's trying to like squeeze through the bars.
He rips off his pants.
He does.
So he's down to his boxer, and he pulls up one leg of his boxer, and he has baby oil or something attached to his leg. He pulls that out, greases himself up, and then slides through the bars.
Yeah, because that's, the only thing that would have made it better is if it was a stick of butter. If he had taken out like a stick of butter and like buttered himself up and then was able to get through. But yeah, I mean, it was a match.
Well, that Picani is kind of like a turkey.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I honestly don't know where this goes from here. Big Cass ends up winning with a couple big boots.
Especially one to Enzo as soon as he dropped down from the cage.
Yeah. Yeah. So Enzo ends up getting out of the cage and gets a
huge
boot.
build up and immediately gets a boot in the face.
I mean, this poor guy. He can't do anything right. Actually, I think Cass ended up hitting Big Show with two big boots and then Empire elbow.
Yes.
And that's what ended up winning the match.
I was under the impression the Empire elbow is when an opponent stands on another opponent's shoulders and drops down like he's coming off the top rope, but off of an opponent drops the elbow. But I could be mistaken on that. But
interesting.
Apparently, the new Empire elbow is just a regular elbow from Big Cass.
Yeah,
from New York.
If Cass is dropping the elbow, it's an Empire elbow.
Yep. He's 7 foot tall.
Yeah, he's not 7 feet tall. So anyways, let's move on. We have Randy Orton versus Rusev in...
Could you consider that a match?
I don't know. I was just about to say, could you consider it a wrestling match? Randy Orton makes his way to the ring, and while he's in the ring, Rusev attacks him.
Yeah, it was basically, I hear voices in my head thrown into the turnbuckles.
Exactly. So Rusev starts beating him down before the bell rings. He kind of stops so that the ref can ring the bell.
Randy never got his muscle man hoodie off.
Not until after the match was over. So the ref has the timekeeper ring the bell. Randy Orton RKO's Rusev, and Rusev sells the RKO like a champ.
That was great.
And then, Randy Orton covers Rusev for the 1, 2, 3, and then takes his entrance stuff off.
Yeah. And what's sad is Rusev is getting really good at selling people's finishers.
Yes, he is. This is him becoming the jobber, like a guy that seems like a legitimate threat but never wins.
And he's got to win. You got to win sometimes to keep that threat.
Yeah, you really do, because I mean, he's big, but
he's a cool guy too.
Yeah,
he's funny.
If you follow him on social media, he's great.
According to him, he's the television champion.
Yeah, see, he does stuff like that. That it's like, I don't understand how you don't use a guy like that better. How you don't book him better, get him in better storylines, because he obviously has range. But all they're really having him do is scary foreigner, which they're doing with Jinder Mahal. So.
Yeah, and I don't think it's something they need to do.
Not at all.
Today, at all.
Yeah.
I think he'd just be an awesome wrestler.
Absolutely. I mean, he lives in the South and loves country music.
His Southpaw wrestling character from season 1.
It's so great.
Hillbilly. That was awesome.
I mean, he could do...
If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Yeah, you should absolutely... If you're not watching Southpaw Wrestling, you need to, prioritize your life and watch Southpaw. And yeah, I mean, I just feel like Rusev has so much more range. He has so much more potential, but I don't see them changing him very much.
No.
Unfortunately. Yep. So then we get the Raw Women's Championship match, which was Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks.
Right. And there's no way they're going to do 2 women's title changes.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, if you're counting, we've had the tag titles, the cruiserweight title, the SmackDown Women's Championship change hands, and now we have Raw. The thing that I thought was funny is, as Sasha Banks is making her way through the back, Bayley stops her and gives her a hug or something, and she's not wearing her thing.
She's actually been teasing on Twitter. She keeps posting things, and she's not wrapped up, nothing, and people will respond like, "Hey, I thought you were injured," and she just responds with an emoji winky face or stuff like that.
If this is a work, you got me, because I just assumed that she was really hurt. I mean,
I think she is, but I don't think it's as serious.
They have her in that little basketball YouTube video where she's the timekeeper and she's wearing her little sling. So anyways, Sasha Banks, they give her, they hug each other, and then she continues to make her way to the ring, and she comes out, and Sasha does, with like a huge peacock thing that she has to hold up.
At some point between hugging Bayley and getting to the curtain, a giant peacock feather thing comes on, and she has no arms apparently when she comes out.
Yeah.
Because she's holding this thing up, so it looks like she's going out armless.
And she didn't look happy about it.
No, she did not. That was not a boss thing to wear.
Yeah, it wasn't, and I think she knew that it wasn't as soon as she stepped out.
Yeah.
So anyways, and then Alexa Bliss comes out, and I think she has a pretty normal entrance.
Yeah. Showing some hands.
Yeah, what was it? They played a commercial with Alexa Bliss that was really
it looked
creepy.
Like she was in a
for
room.
No Mercy.
Yeah, it was like in a room full of Harley Quinns or something.
Yeah, and they all had masks on.
Really weird, yeah.
Rip Asuka's gimmick.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to tell us something.
Ooh. So anyways, they have actually a pretty good match.
It was a good match. I'm not sure on their chemistry though.
No, absolutely not. Yeah. I mean. So my big thing with Alexa Bliss is that I don't really see a whole lot of wrestling from her usually.
Right. Yeah.
It's usually, there's other shenanigans going on, and then Alexa Bliss hits a move, and then she wins. She actually did a lot of moves.
Shenanigan, high spot, shenanigan, high spot.
Yeah.
That's kind of her match.
Yeah. But she actually did some legitimate wrestling tonight, but she lost. And Sasha Banks goes over with a...
And she made her tap.
Yeah, she tapped out. She tapped out. With a bank statement. Man, I don't know. I thought it was a good match. I picked Sasha Banks to win, but I honestly didn't think that she was going to win.
Yeah, I did not. I picked Alexa to win that one. I thought that since the Bayley plans were scrapped, they were going to go with something else.
Yeah.
And I was wrong.
This is another thing that just has like my brain spinning as far as the superstar shakeup goes.
Right.
I wonder if they're just putting titles in places because they've got future plans.
But they could be building with something between Sasha and Bayley now for the title.
That would be cool.
Going off of their NXT match.
Yes.
That was one of the best women's matches of all time.
Yes.
In fact, when I went to the Seattle NXT show, they had like a little poll thing that you could vote on Twitter on, and they would, before the show started, and they would play one of these 4 matches, and that was the match that won that people wanted to see on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be great. I hope that that's what they do. We'll see, I guess. But I thought it was a pretty good match, especially
with everyone booing Bayley, which one's going heel?
That was the other thing, man. As soon as Bayley showed up on the screen, it was a chorus of boos.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
To New York.
Yeah, I don't know what they do to rehab her image, honestly.
Yeah.
Bayley's image, that is. But anyways, good match. Sasha Banks wins. That's the 4th title change of the night so far.
Yeah. Which is kind of making us nervous as we're watching because we're rooting for Samoa Joe and Shinsuke obviously to possibly get the title.
Yeah.
And as these title changes are happening, all right, they're not going to change every single title.
It's not going to happen. So then we have a non-title match between Finn Balor, Demon Finn Balor, and Bray Wyatt. The first time that Finn has brought out the demon in a year.
Since last SummerSlam,
Yeah, it
was his shoulder. Still waiting for that Universal title rematch.
Yeah, I think he's probably gonna be waiting a long time. Yeah, I thought this was an okay match. I don't know why. I feel like I should like this feud more than I do.
I do too. I'm just kind of over all of the teleporting shenanigans of magical stuff. These are two great wrestlers. I love that they can have evil type gimmicks.
Yes.
But they don't need to have magic.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, it might just be too much. I don't know. I've been really not mad, but I've been a little disappointed in Bray's gimmick to begin with, just because, I mean, ever since WrestleMania.
He's a cult leader. He's not the Undertaker's grandfathered in.
Yeah.
He gets to do that stuff because he's done it forever and it's awesome. Everybody loves him and that's just a thing. But bro, Wyatt is a cult leader. That was his thing. If you're a cult leader without a cult, you're just a dude with a beard.
All you can do is project images of bugs on a ring. I don't know. Yeah, so I hope that Finn, I hope they don't go the supernatural route with him.
Yeah.
Or if they do get I think that's the thing, is it's just too much with Bray and Finn, them trying to make them both supernatural characters.
Yep.
It's hard for me to suspend my disbelief a little bit. Right. So if you can get them in,
all we want to do.
Yeah.
Get away from reality for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, in a fun way.
Yeah, exactly.
Because a lot of times we get away from reality, and it's just like, man, I could have just went to work.
Exactly.
So yeah, Finn Balor wins.
One coup
de grace, and I mean, I'm assuming this is the end of that feud. I
Where
can't.
Does Bray go from here?
Yeah, I really don't know.
Who's he jobbing to next?
I don't know what you do with either of them, honestly. I don't know where Finn goes if he's not in the Universal.
It's hard to fit Finn Balor into a world fighting for the Universal title with Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman, these giant guys. I mean, you've got to be able to imagine in your head that this guy can beat this guy.
Yeah.
And can you really do that with Finn? I love Finn to death. He's one of my favorite wrestlers, but Braun Strowman's like 18 feet taller than him.
Yeah. That would be. I don't know. I'd love to see it, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not like I want to see like an exhibition.
Yeah.
Like I want to, or just maybe fly me to the Performance Center and have them wrestle just in the Performance Center.
Just a little personal show for you.
Yeah, exactly. And then I can say yay or nay.
Yay. At the bar.
Yeah, that's exactly. So anyways, Finn wins, and who knows? I don't know what's going to happen after this. But then we have the Raw Tag Team title match, which is Sheamus and Cesaro versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. I've been calling Seth and Dean Sean, but apparently I should be calling them Death.
I've been called Sean most of my life.
I bet.
Which is fine.
Yeah. So anyways, this was a really good match. I did not expect them to come out with the energy that they did.
Yeah, this is one of the better matches on the SummerSlam card.
This was the type of match that I was expecting from the New Day and the Usos, which again, I liked that match, but the pacing was different in that one. I was expecting pacing more like this match.
Yeah.
But dude, I was not into the idea of Seth and Dean getting back together.
Right.
But if we get more matches like this,
as long as they're going to be a tag team, then I'm fine with it. I'm just not a huge fan of sticking two singles wrestlers together and throwing the titles on them, because I think it really does I understand what they're trying to do with it, but I think it's disrespectful to the tag team division, and I really like tag team matches. And there's a lot of great teams out there that deserve that title.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm with you. I feel like part of me thinks that this is a merchandising stunt.
Oh, it totally is.
Just to get, more merch sales, because people love Dean Ambrose and people love Seth Rollins.
They do.
You put them together, maybe you could start, selling more T-shirts than the Bullet Club. Maybe not. Probably not. But that, I feel like, might be part of their thought.
Yeah.
However, I don't know how many weeks now this build, how many weeks it's been.
They did a good job on the build on this.
So I don't feel like if they're going to spend, 4 weeks, 5 now with the match, building them as a tag team, that they're just going to immediately split them.
Right. They can't. If they do, that's just a dumb move.
Yeah. So I do feel like the WWE at this point is committed to them as an actual tag team, although they are going to have to get a tag team song so that they don't come
out together.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that was the big thing is Sheamus and Cesaro come out
as a team, and their entrance is awesome.
And their entrance is so good.
Little mosh of the songs.
Yes. So if they do something like that, then I think my fears will be, quelled a little bit.
My fear is it reminds me a lot of the late '90s when you had teams like Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels. They would team up together, and when they won the tag team titles, and then Mankind had to take over because they got into a fight together, type of a deal. And
yes,
I just don't want to see that kind of a thing.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I just I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of, like I said, of Seth and Dean to begin with.
Right.
I'm starting to be, get on board a little bit just because the quality of the match was so good.
Yeah.
So if we can continue to have matches like this and they actually build them as a tag team,
bring it on.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was
another title change.
Yeah, that was number 5. That was the 5th title change. Then we get the United States title match between AJ Styles and Kevin Owens with Shane McMahon as the special guest referee.
You don't want none.
You don't want no money. Money. Dollar.
Shane took more ref bumps in this match than I could count.
Yeah. So I don't know. The first ref bump that I saw, I was just like, oh no.
And then it happened again.
And I was like, come on, guys.
Now it's Kevin's turn to hit Shane.
Yeah. So I feel like they're building towards Kevin Owens
and Shane McMahon.
That
looks like it's the way it's going.
I mean, I guess those ref bumps are then kind of needed for storyline, to build to those two. But stop, you're wrestling AJ Styles. You don't need to use that match to build a different match. You know what I mean?
Kevin Owens is probably one of the best heels they have right now. AJ Styles is probably the best wrestler in the world, one of the best.
Yeah.
And they have to do these gimmicky things for the match. They've already had a couple matches, and they've all had gimmicky things in them.
Yeah.
And they don't think they really reached their potential that they could, and it would have been really nice to see them have a match where they could just go at it.
Yes.
No holds barred without some random pin malfunction or special referee.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get that, which sucks.
Yeah. I mean, they're both better than that. AJ and Kevin Owens could put on a barn burner. Stop trying to build matches. If you're Shane McMahon, stop trying to insert yourself.
Don't insert yourself, Shane.
Into a match between two of the best wrestlers on the planet right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You know who could have used Shane McMahon? One of those other matches.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's put him in the Randy Orton match. He can count 3 on that one.
Yeah, exactly. That might even boost Rusev a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. So anyways, AJ Styles ends up retaining the first title defense that we saw on the card.
Collective sigh on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, outside of the weird ref bumps and the shenanigans, they had some pretty good moves in there.
Some scary style clashes, man. Kevin was really low, and he tried to use a hard time picking him up. His head was really he was almost already in between his legs when he was picking him up.
Yeah. The styles clashes looked a little weak. I don't know.
It was nice to see him again, though. I haven't seen him in a while.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, anyways, I'm still a huge AJ Styles fan. I'm still a huge Kevin Owens fan. Unfortunately, they were stuck with a match where they're trying to push another storyline. It's like, just finish the storylines you have, and then build a storyline.
Can't wait to get my Shane O'Mac referee jersey on shop clearance
That's right.
for $5 in a few months. That'll be
Shane McMahon wearing the the baseball jersey referee thing. Yeah, I don't know. Man. I was really a kind of a big fan of Shane when he first came in, but now I'm just like, get out of my face for a
That was
minute.
kind of the thing back then, though. It was the McMahons, and they were inserted with the whole Stone Cold storyline, and that was
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
But now it's like, it's not a place right now for it.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Use them when there's a place, and it's just right now. It's just not. It feels forced.
Yes, 100%. Especially when you're forcing yourself into matches. I mean, so at WrestleMania, the last WrestleMania, we had Shane versus AJ, and it was everybody was like, "Why?
AJ's your best wrestler. Why are you?
Yeah.
Why does he not have a high-profile match on this?"
And I'm sure their thought is there's no higher profile match than a match with a McMahon.
Exactly.
And that's just not true. So, anyways.
We don't love you, Shane.
Yeah. No, 100%. Just not in the match with AJ and KO.
Exactly.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
So we move from our first successful title defense onto the what do they call it now? They won't call it the correct name. The title.
They call it the WWE Championship.
The
It's not
WWE
the World Heavyweight Championship.
Exactly. It should be the WWE World Heavyweight title.
And it says World Heavyweight Championship on the bottom of the title.
Yes.
They have not removed that yet.
No.
So I'm still going to call it the World Heavyweight Championship.
There you go. That's the way to do it. So it's Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jinder Mahal. I think we were both pulling for Shinsuke.
Definitely.
And, I mean, it was an okay match. It was
a Jinder match.
Yeah. I mean, it was what you would expect from a Jinder Mahal match.
Yeah.
The only really strange thing was that at the end of the match, the Singh Bros come in
involved,
and they distract Shinsuke. Shinsuke ends up Kinshasa, Kinshasa-ing both of them.
Like the smart babyface does, he pulls them into the ring instead of just knocking them out.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Jinder is able to, off the distraction from the Singh Bros, coloss him, but it wasn't a coloss.
No, it was not. I don't know what that was. That was like a headlock, and he just picked him up and threw him to the ground.
Yeah, I don't know what the thought process was there, but like he kind of whispers something to him as he's doing it. Sweet nothings, but yeah, he lifts Shinsuke up and slams him, but it wasn't he didn't even know how to do his own move.
And it was another one of those abrupt, like, what just happened? Like, I was like, oh, he's going to kick out of this because it's just one.
It's one, and it didn't even.
It wasn't even a real finisher.
Exactly.
And it was just 1, 2, 3, and I was like, my jaw just dropped. I was like, that's it?
Yeah, and it wasn't
his first loss since coming up to the main roster, as far as I can recall.
Yeah. It was odd, and it wasn't that long of a match either.
No, it wasn't.
So it wasn't even like a barn burner, and Shinsuke ended up, it was just not weak match. Well, kind of a weak match, and then
there was nothing special about that match.
And
I mean, we didn't even. I would say that the first Randy Orton, Jinder Mahal match had more substance to it than this match did.
Yeah, 100%.
You had Randy throwing the Singh Brothers on the table, neck first.
Yep.
There was none of that in this match.
No.
2 kicks to the Singh Brothers, and then he got headlocked.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know what you do with Shinsuke here. And, I mean, do you continue this feud? I don't know. All I know is that if we don't get AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania, we riot.
For the world title.
Yeah, it has to be.
This was your opportunity. Shinsuke holds the title until WrestleMania.
Yep.
And then AJ is his opponent.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, what they should have done is Shinsuke wins the Money in the Bank and immediately cashes it in and says, I want my match at WrestleMania against the champion. And at that time, AJ is the champ. But we're not going to get that now.
Yeah. If the idea behind having Baron Corbin win the Money in the Bank briefcase
was to make him look like an idiot.
Exactly.
Mission accomplished.
Like, why? I can't imagine that was always the plan. Because if that was always the plan, then just don't give him the Money in the Bank briefcase. Give it to Shinsuke.
Don't make him look like a moron.
Yeah.
And then the pay-per-view a week later, he just gets destroyed by Cena.
Yeah, and then because now you have two geeks, right? You've got Baron Corbin, who is losing right and left and making and looks like a fool, and then now you've got Shinsuke Nakamura, who took a 1-2-3, put his shoulders down on a move that was wrong. So I don't know. Like, the Money in the Bank was just a terrible, like, it was like that little thing where you drop a pebble in a pond and you see the ripple effects.
We're getting hit by the ripples in the face.
Absolutely, yeah. It was no good, no bueno, unless you're a Jinder fan, and then your guy won on a move that didn't go correctly.
Jinder could have had shots down the line. I just think that this was the right time to put it on.
Yeah,
Shinsuke.
yeah. I think the crowd would have popped huge.
Yeah, and Jinder, as long as they don't Baron Corbin Jinder, because that's going to be a new term now.
Yeah, it is.
He could have worked on his Colossus a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah, I guess.
And come back strong.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says he can't do that, but now I guess they're just going to carry him on, and who knows? Maybe he's going to go all the way through to WrestleMania.
Yeah, and I think the other side of that coin is that, man, and you mentioned it, I don't know that Shinsuke Nakamura has lost a match clean.
Yeah. And that should be a big deal.
Exactly. So now
all of that, have Kevin Nash come back and taser him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, all of that work you did to build Shinsuke Nakamura into a beast and a real threat to the title has been undone by this match.
Is that what they're going to do to Asuka? She's gonna relinquish the NXT Women's title, come up to the main roster, and immediately lose to Dana Brooke?
Please don't. I can't. So let's move on. We move on to the Fatal 4-Way for the Universal Championship, which is Brock Lesnar, the champion, versus Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, and everyone's favorite, Roman Reigns.
Yes.
In fact, judge's favorite, Roman Reigns. Brock, I know, was the big favorite to retain. I had held out hope because I heard some rumors in the past few weeks that Paul Heyman was kind of going to bat for Samoa Joe backstage to have him win the title.
Yeah.
So there was just a glimmer of hope for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, the match was good.
It was surprisingly good. It woke me up from the lull of the gender.
Oh,
and
man. Brock Lesnar took some bumps.
Those were the most bumps I've seen Brock Lesnar take since WrestleMania 19.
Yeah, one after the other. And you were there live.
Yes, I was.
So
and he did that to himself.
Yeah, one after the other.
He went through two tables, and then he got a table thrown on top of him.
Yeah, and then even getting outside the ring was sort of like...
He got tossed over the top rope.
Yeah.
I was worried for his health as he was heading towards on his head.
Yeah. Luckily, he got his hands up in time. But even that, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
So then, he gets put through the tables and then gets a table thrown on top of him. They cart him out on a stretcher.
Which is... with Braun in the match, you never know what's going to happen with guys on stretchers.
Exactly. I'm not finished with Braun. You could actually win the title. No? Oh, okay.
No, he's not finished.
Just chase him down. Yeah, no.
So I thought you said that Lesnar actually did the X symbol himself.
Yeah.
That's
so
interesting.
if you look, I don't know if it was just coincidence, but he had his arms up, and as everyone is trying to get the table off of him and everything, his arms kind of go like this.
And he wasn't a member of DX.
And he could have been shouting out to DX, but I was like, oh man, he made the X symbol.
Oh, those crafty writers.
Yeah. That's don't do that. But yeah, so he gets carted off, and we get just Braun, Joe, and Roman for a while. Lots and lots and lots of Superman punches.
Yeah, that was
too many Superman punches.
The whole cocking of the arm, as weird as it is, but you're going to do it once for a match, that's fine. But he must have done that every single Superman punch, which was a good 10, 15 Superman punches.
It was too many times to do that. It was too many times to do, Roman. Don't do that anymore.
No.
Just just do it once, and then we get it.
You're loaded for the rest of the match.
Exactly.
You got a clip of 15 in the Superman punch.
Exactly.
You're
Boom.
good.
That's all you need to do. But so we get just lots and lots of those things, and then finally, who comes back but Brock Lesnar?
And then it's Suplex City time.
It is Suplex City. So
he was so close to doing it to Strowman.
I know. So that was the thing. I wanted to see Brock Lesnar suplex Braun Strowman. We did not get to see that.
It came close. He had his hands wrapped around him.
Yeah.
And he broke out.
So I wonder maybe now if this is what we're going to get at WrestleMania, because the rumor was always Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at Mania. But with everything that's going on with the Shield, who knows? Maybe we're going to get Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar at Mania.
Definitely the biggest pop was every time Braun Strowman did something, the crowd went wild for it. That crowd was not wild for a lot of the matches tonight, especially compared to NXT the night before. Which was just off the chain lit. It was pretty dead most of the night. They
loved Braun Strowman. Which I get, man. He's great. But anyways, so Brock Lesnar comes back out, hits some suplexes, and then he ends up pinning the least likely person as far as
see that happening.
Betting odds go. He ended up pinning Roman Reigns to retain his title.
Roman Reigns.
That'd
be like John Cena losing.
I know. It's
Baron Corbin.
Yeah. It's crazy, but I liked it. I mean,
I'm totally down for that.
Yeah. So anyways, we'll see. I mean, I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a good way to finish the show. Unfortunately, lately, pay-per-views end with the crowd on a down note.
Yeah. It's like, give us a bone, man.
Yeah,
we like to see good guys win every once in a while.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be the bad guy winning. It doesn't always have to be the chase.
Exactly. And so I feel like this, while my guy didn't win, I could still, like, it was still a legitimate match, and it was okay. So
Lesnar's a beast. He's fun.
Yeah.
To be champion and for guys to go after him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you only get to see that couple times every couple months.
I think that was the big argument as to why he needs to get the title off of him onto someone else, is that anyone else who has the title is going to be there every week.
Every night, yeah.
They're going to
be at the house shows, they're going to be at their TV tapings.
Exactly. And so the guy who holds what they want you to believe is the most prestigious belt in the company is never there to defend it.
Now, I'm not saying that the champion has to wrestle every week.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah, not at all.
And they don't all have to be title matches.
Yeah, I don't want to see title matches on Raws and SmackDowns.
Yeah.
I want that to be a rare occurrence. I want the title matches to be on the pay-per-view, make them special, make the title special.
Absolutely. And that way, even if you do see the odd title match on Raw and SmackDown, those feel even more special.
Exactly.
Like, whoa.
Exactly. When it does happen, when the title changes hands at a house show.
Exactly. Yeah. So, anyways, it'll be interesting to see what happens, what gets us to Mania. But yeah, I thought that overall this was a pretty darn good show. So on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, what would you give SummerSlam?
That's a tough one. I probably would give it a 6.
6?
Yeah.
I was thinking 7.
Yeah.
Just because there were, odd finishes and stuff like that. But I think the biggest thing for me is that at the end of the show, I wasn't just like,
No, the last match saved the show for me.
Yeah.
That definitely gives it several stars.
Yeah.
I think some of the matches could have been eliminated, and some of the pre-show matches could have been moved on.
100%.
Shorten the show a little bit.
Yeah.
That was a long time.
It was a really long show. But yeah, it felt to me, some of those matches felt like they could have just been on Monday Night Raw. Some of them actually did feel big. They felt good. So I don't know. I think I'm going to give it a 7. So anyways, that's SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
What do you think? First time being on Leg Drop the World.
Good time. I
Yeah?
liked it a lot. Yeah.
Well, Yeah. We'll have to have you back on sometime. I just bought a third microphone, so
perfect.
So
I'd be glad to join you.
Anyways, well, thanks for joining us, guys. If you could, like I said, hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification button, and leave us a comment. Tell us what you thought about SummerSlam. And yeah, check us out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Put your comments there. We are pretty active on Twitter these days.
I will write you back.
I will. Yes, I will. I will reply. I will retweet.
While he's drinking out of his Southpaw regional wrestling mug.
I do have a Southpaw regional wrestling mug. So anyways, again, thanks for joining us. Shane, any last words?
Peace out.
Peace out. We will see you again next Thursday. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.